This is my girlfriend Alyssa.
And this is my long-term girlfriend Lauren.
Long-term? Today we're gonna be talking to you guys about how you can make your relationship
Last.
at least to the year. At least to the year, because that's how far we've gone. Almost 2.
Almost 2.
Freaking knock on wood, baby.
There's no wood around.
The floor.
Oh. Good. Before we get into how you're gonna make your relationship last throughout at least 1 year, are you subscribed?
Have you liked this video?
Did you comment, oh, I hope that your YouTube channel lasts as long as a year? Oh.
But like, genuine, not mean.
Not mean. Not mean, never mean.
And have you hit that bell to be notified every time we post, because we're posting 3 times a week.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Do we get into it?
I think we do.
How fun.
I think we have to start with a disclaimer.
Yes.
That obviously every relationship is not meant to last to a year. Sometimes you get into something with someone and then you're like, yikes, abort mission.
True.
And vice versa. Maybe they want to abort mission on you, and that's okay, because sometimes it doesn't even have to do with you. Sometimes it has to do with them.
This is like tips for how to make a relationship that's already working
work long.
continue.
Yeah, you want to be in a healthy situation from day one. Otherwise, maybe you don't want to make it last.
Don't hold on to something that's not serving you.
No.
Obviously. We've said that so many times.
So many times, but I honestly feel like that's like one of the hardest pills to swallow.
Yeah, because I feel like as ladies, I'm talking to the ladies right now. We are socialized to try to make things work.
Yeah.
But if your partner's not putting in the effort, you're not gonna be able to make it work. So you both have to put in effort to make your relationship last.
Yeah, so send them this video, I guess. If we could get every person to send their partner or hopeful partner. Imagine you sent this to your crush. Such a strong come on. I would love to see it happen.
I don't think it would work. No. Don't do it.
Okay. You think there's anything specific in our relationship that made it last past the year mark?
I think like right around the year mark, we had a big conversation which caused us to reflect on like things that we needed to focus on in our relationship in order to keep each other happy. I think that's always good, like checking in pretty consistently with your partner about like if they need anything different from you, or like maybe it's just smooth sailing and everybody's doing well, but it's still good to upfront like ask your partner if there's anything more that they need from you, because otherwise you're gonna end up having a conversation where somebody's already upset.
Yeah. Also, something that I think is important that people don't talk about enough is that your needs can change and your desires can change, your wants can change. And I think it's totally good to tell your partner that your needs are changing. So maybe in the beginning of your relationship you were like, I prefer if we handle conflict like XYZ. Later, you can go back on that and be like, hey, I've actually realized maybe I would like it to be handled ABC instead. And like, I think that goes for so many areas of your relationship. You should feel comfortable being able to adjust and alter and then communicate that adjustment to your partner.
Yeah. I think another big thing is that if in your relationship you are inclined to get embarrassed about things, that is not a good sign and is probably something that you need to work past, or it could be one of two things. Maybe you have had issues in your past relationship that are making it hard for you to communicate, or you don't feel comfortable with your partner. Either way, it's something that needs to be worked through, and if you don't feel comfortable with your partner, you're probably not gonna make it past the year, my love.
Yeah, because like I feel like if you really want a long-term relationship, there are bound to be moments where you're not your most flattering, you're not your best light, you're probably acting not your best, and I think you and your partner have to like move through that together. You can't like hide in shame after that and never address it.
Right.
Because also like things just happen. You get sick, you get snotty, you look weird, you have a bad day, your hair is ugly, like
you make a weird noise.
Yeah, like it's just gotta be, you gotta like water off a duck's back. And then you also have to extend that approach to your partner.
Right.
You gotta be forgiving and you gotta laugh it off.
Yeah. You have to be able to coexist peacefully as well as passionately.
I also think another big thing, especially for queer couples, is it's very easy to like blend your life together completely and utterly.
Yeah.
Just because if you have the same interests and you want to spend all your time together, of course, because we love our partners. But I do think it's important to have your own individual hobbies or tasks or spaces, whatever, like have your little alone time, even though it makes me want to claw at the wall when I'm not with Alyssa and scream and beat my chest sometimes. You need that like alone time as like a reminder of who you are as an individual and what your goals are. So not everything is tied to your partner. That's also what I like go back to whenever I don't fear that Alyssa and I's relationship is going to end like frequently. I don't think I've ever seriously feared it at all. But I think whenever, say I'm on my period and I'm feeling extra moody or something, if I think about what if one day we break up, God forbid, I remind myself of the time I spend alone and the time I spent alone before Alyssa. And I'm like, I lived through that. I could do that again.
Of course.
It wouldn't be the end of the world. I would be devastated, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. And I think that that's reassuring because I'm not clinging to Alyssa every time I'm slightly insecure, because I remind myself that like I would be okay. And so I think sometimes when people are overly anxious about their relationship ending, it puts their partner at a weird position where they have to constantly reassure. And I don't think that that's comfortable for either party.
Yeah, totally. No, it totally makes sense. I think that oftentimes people cannot control how anxious they are about their relationships.
Yeah.
And that's when you have to not like end things with that person, but you need to like sit with yourself and recognize that you can't put all that pressure on your partner to make you secure. Of course, your partner is going to reassure you sometimes, but it shouldn't be this constant back and forth of needing reassurance. You should reassure each other equally. You shouldn't be giving your partner all the like power in that way.
Yeah.
Because you are a person, you are good. Though it might hurt a lot, you will be fine if they're not in your life.
Yeah.
We're humans. We keep living through horrible tragedies.
We adapt.
So you'll be good.
You'll be
And
good.
I know that won't fix anything. You probably have to like do a lot of work within yourself, but
Yeah.
you'll come to that conclusion in your own time.
Some starter food for thought.
Yeah, you've just got to figure out how you can grapple with your own issues. I think that it's important to continue going on dates.
Yes.
And creating like special events for you and the person you're in a relationship with. I think so often like comfortability is a really good thing, but also you still gotta spruce it up every once in a while.
You gotta put on the old razzle dazzle.
You gotta make them feel special.
Yes, which is again goes back to having alone time. I think that like sometimes the distance makes the heart grow fonder, but also like distance brings back some of that allure sometimes of like, I wonder what she's thinking, I wonder what she's doing, I wonder what she's gonna look like when I get to the date.
Give them an opportunity to miss you.
That's actually I feel like so important.
Because it feels so fun to miss Lauren.
I feel
even though it's
you.
mainly miserable. We're like,
It's also good. Spend time away from your partner, even if you're sobbing and screaming.
well, I think like we just mainly like to be together, which I think is a good way to be as a couple. But we do have our own things that we go and we do, and I think that's very important. And you should never lose that.
I think it's also important in the same vein to like maintain your friend time so that you can like go and miss your partner and continue practicing your socialization without them.
Well,
because you don't want to become dependent on them.
I think it's important to have somebody to talk about your relationship with.
That's not your partner.
You shouldn't just be like within your relationship. And this isn't like negative talk or anything. Like I never speak negatively about Lauren, but like sometimes you do need to like talk to other people about your life that aren't your partner. Like talk about your relationship, talk about your career, talk about other stuff like that. Like get other people's perspectives, because if you and your partner are just like going back and forth only talking to each other, then like you might like get into a bubble where you don't really know what's going on in your life.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you don't spot a red flag until someone outside of the relationship is like, hey, that's actually kind of weird. Are you okay?
Not even just about your relationship though.
Yeah.
Like I think it's important to like, if I'm only talking about my problems with you, I'm only getting one perspective,
Yeah.
and then I'm putting all of my problems onto you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's good.
You want to get a wide variety of advice. Because what if
Talk
I
to your
give
family, talk to your friends.
What
talk
if
to
I
your
give
partner.
bad advice? I don't.
No, she doesn't. But sometimes, like, you're not the right person to give me advice about something.
Yeah, I don't have perspective on everything.
Yeah, like sometimes I'm like, I need somebody older and wiser, and then I talk to my mom, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like sometimes it's not stuff that I would like, and like I'm sure with you there's stuff that I like can't relate to. So
Yeah, like being blonde. I'm kidding, you've been blonde.
I've been blonde.
She can relate.
But I'm not from the South.
Okay.
And stuff like that. Stuff like that.
I feel like another important thing is like balancing your conflict resolution styles. Like I think that is something that Alyssa and I worked out together.
You had something
When she's not grooming my face.
like I'm a little monkey.
Cute. That was really helpful because like I came into the relationship with a very distinct conflict resolution style, and so did Alyssa. And we had to like strike a balance between that so that we're both comfortable and we both know what to expect if conflict ever does arise.
Yeah.
Thankfully it's pretty rare, but when it does happen, we know, like I know Alyssa needs this.
Yes.
And she knows I need that. So we meet somewhere in the middle so that we both feel like our needs are being somewhat met. And that makes it easier to work through the actual conflict itself rather than the styles of conflict becoming a conflict.
Totally.
Does that make sense?
Totally. I think in previous relationships, when conflict would arise, I would start to panic because my number one fear would be the person leaving me. And with us, I feel like that fear has been removed because we've talked about like if we're having conflict, like we're not gonna leave each other, but like for instance, Lauren might need a little more space, whereas I really like to like talk things out head on. So it's a balance of Lauren taking some space and then respecting that I might be panicking while she has the space.
I can't take too much space.
Yeah.
It's like finding a balance. Like maybe I'm not taking a long time like I would have in the past, but I know that I need to come back because Alyssa needs to have communication because that's her style.
Yeah.
And I think we've struck a really lovely balance of that where I feel like we're both being seen.
Sometimes you need to take time to think and not spew it immediately, which might be my like tendency before I'm like, don't do that. But then also like you do have to talk about it because you can't just let the problem float by because it will come up again.
Absolutely.
I've said like a little bit of this, but you shouldn't be talking negatively about your partner frequently. Yes, complain every once in a while. It's your right. But
I smacked my teeth with my ring because I was so shocked by that.
But you shouldn't like have overall negative opinions of your partner.
Yeah.
And your friends should not be like, oh, there they go again, like talking about their like your friend shouldn't be like break up with them. You know what I mean? Like you should never like get to that level.
Yeah. Unless like here's something that I find it very interesting is the level of friend involvement in your relationship because I do think sometimes your friends know what's up and they can see past the love haze, but sometimes your friends might just not like someone because they don't jive, but it doesn't necessarily mean that person is a bad partner to you. For example, if my friend was dating somebody that I thought was really unfunny, maybe I wouldn't like hanging out with them, but that doesn't mean that
that's not like a bad person.
They're not a bad partner. I could be like, ugh, break up with them, they're so dull. But like
I don't think you should.
but that's like I never would say that, but that's just an example of like I feel like you kind of have to discern when your friends are seeing something you're not and when they are just shooting it.
You shouldn't put your values, like as the friend, you shouldn't put your values for your relationships onto your friend.
Yeah.
Because you might have different values. As long as your friend's getting treated fine, that's good. I just mean that like you probably shouldn't be with somebody that you're talking negatively about.
Yeah.
And if you negatively talk about your partner that's being good to you, to your friends, you're probably not gonna make it past the year because of you.
Yeah.
Because you're disparaging your partner.
Also, I think it's so true that what we speak out loud becomes like our reality. So like if you're like, I don't like my partner, like my partner doesn't get me, whatever, like it, again, complain to a point, but eventually, like, that will become your reality because your brain is gonna, like, hear those words and be like, you're right, I actually hate this dude, I hate this woman, I hate this person, and then, like, why are you in the relationship with them?
That's true.
That's true. You're a pretty girl.
You're pretty, sparkly girl.
I also think that sometimes in your relationship, after a certain period of time, maybe it will feel like, not that your feelings are changing, but they're evolving. And I think that's something to not be scared of, because the longer you know someone, the longer that you're entangled with someone, like, your feelings are just bound to evolve and grow. And that shouldn't be a scary thing. Like, if you get to a point in your relationship where you're feeling maybe, like, less butterfly-y all the time and more, like, comforted, I think a lot of people, like, that starts to happen and then they're like, abort ship, my feelings are changing. But it's like, you're not gonna live your whole life having the same set of feelings towards someone.
It's true.
Like, we are all changing and growing all the time.
Yeah, there should still be those butterfly moments.
Yeah.
And I don't really believe in the honeymoon phase. I think that every day I want to hang out with you more.
Same.
You're not going to wake up every morning and be like, this is the best day ever. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. Like,
what?
That's not.
You're not? Babe. I say that every morning verbatim.
You're my baby. And we do. We say we love each other constantly, and it's true, and we mean it. But you're still, like, a human, and you're still gonna have, like, bad days, even if you're in the most wonderful relationship ever.
Yeah.
So, like, you're not gonna be, like, probably if you're having a bad day, you're not gonna be like, I'm so in love with my partner.
Yeah.
Unless they really, like, fix it for you. So,
Yeah.
like, which sometimes can happen, and, like, you can have beautiful moments in the hard times, but you shouldn't, like, hold your relationship to, like, a perfect fairy tale standard every day.
Yeah. Because life isn't a fairy tale.
It's not.
But it can be a movie. If we were a movie. Do you know that song?
They do.
If you know what song I was just singing, drop it in the comments below. And if you get it right, I will find a way.
That would be kind of cool.
I'll find a way to reward you. I don't know how.
But she will find a way.
But I'll find a way.
You need to be honest with your partner. And when I say that, I mean that if your partner's acting foolish, be honest with them. If they're legitimately asking for your advice on something and you disagree with them, you should feel comfortable to disagree with them. Because if you are walking on eggshells,
Yeah.
around your lover, it probably won't make it past the year.
Well,
and if
you're
it
not
does,
being
it'll be
you.
bad.
You're not
Yeah.
being your authentic self if you're, like, censoring what you say around someone so important in your life.
Yeah.
They're not seeing the real you, and you're not going to see the real them and how they react to the real you. So don't, like, put it off till later in the relationship. Like, obviously when you start dating somebody, there's going to be some sort of, like, character-y bits that you're putting on, right?
Yeah.
You want to be extra suave, you want to be extra cute, extra nice, whatever.
Totally.
But as soon as you can be the real you, that's as soon as you're going to see the real them. And I feel like you don't want to, like, sink time into a relationship in which you're both putting on an air.
It's true. I think it all comes down to you should be your partner's biggest cheerleader, but you shouldn't cheer when they don't make the goal. They are a person. You support your partner, and this goes for, like, your friends and family as well. Like, support them as much as you can, but you don't have to support them if they're acting whack, and that's actually doing a disservice to them.
Yeah.
And both of you.
Yeah, if you think they're acting whack, you could be like, you're whack.
Yeah.
But I like you still.
Yeah.
Unless you don't, and then you say you're whack, bye.
It goes back to, like, not being embarrassed. Like, you shouldn't be embarrassed if you disagree.
Yeah.
It's normal to disagree.
Yeah.
You should just tackle those disagreements with as much grace as you can and talk it out with your partner as best you can.
Yeah.
Because if you can't talk, then you can't date.
And if you can't date, then you can't make it to a year. I think that's all I have, bud.
Yeah. I think that's pretty good.
I love you.
I love you. I hope I hope for many more years.
Yeah. Thank you for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed, what are you doing?
Subscribe!
Subscribe and like this video and leave a little comment.
And you don't forget to ding that bell. Ding, ding, ding for post notifications because we are posting 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And check out our socials. We'll ask you for video ideas. We'll ask you questions.
And we'll say hi.
We have a fun time. We post silly little stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shorter form content, which is always fun if you're not ready for a full YouTube video. Well, I had the best time talking with you today.
You're sweet. You're cute. Look at her. Look at her. Sometimes I look at her and I say, she's so sweet.
Oh, I love you. I love you. Okay, bye, bug.
Bye, bug.
Bye, bugs.
You're extra cute today, by the way.
Stop it. I love you.
You just look sweet.
You're my sweetie pie.